Hey there, tech wizards and digital dreamers. Today, we're diving into the magic behind the M2 chip. But first, hit that subscribe button, because this is about to get wilder than an unplanned software update. Let's roll. The M2 chip, the brainchild of Apple, set to hit the tech runway on June 24, 2022, the M2 Max on January 17, 2023, and the M2 Ultra, June 13, 2023. Let me tell you, it's not just a chip, it's the rock star set to power the future of Apple gadgets. MacBooks, iMacs, and Mac Minis are about to get a makeover that even Cinderella would envy. Now, let's talk speed, power, and graphics that can make your eyeballs do a double take. The M2 is like upgrading from a horse-drawn carriage to a Tesla. It's faster than your Wi-Fi connection during a Netflix binge, more power efficient than a solar-powered flashlight, and graphics so sharp they could cut through the competition like a virtual katana. The M2 isn't just a chip, it's the flash of the silicon universe. But wait, there's more. The M2 is not just about speed, it's the James Bond of chips, armed with new features and capabilities. Machine learning that's smarter than your aunt's Wi-Fi password, security tighter than your jeans after Thanksgiving, and connectivity smoother than a Barry White serenade. The M2 isn't just a chip, it's the tech superhero we didn't know we needed. Now, how's the M2 going to make our Apple devices sexier than ever? Picture this, MacBooks with more performance than a Broadway show, iMacs so sleek they make Bond jealous, and Mac Minis so tiny yet so powerful they could be secret agents. The M2 isn't just a chip, it's the VIP pass to the Apple afterparty. Now, let's throw down with the competition. Intel, AMD, grab your popcorn because the M2 is stepping into the ring. It's not just a chip, it's a heavyweight contender with a performance that could make other chips consider early retirement. It's like Apple is throwing a tech party, and everyone else is just trying to sneak in. But what's under the hood? Hold on to your data cables, because the M2 is packing some serious specs. Apple M2, it's like the Avengers of technical specifications, each component a superhero in its own right. The M2 isn't just a chip, it's a tech symphony that's about to drop the hottest album of the year. Performance-wise, it's not a sibling rivalry, it's a tech revolution. The M2 versus M1 is like the battle of the titans, with benchmarks that could make your old devices consider early retirement. Video editing, 3D rendering, gaming, the M2 isn't just a chip, it's the next level in the evolution of silicon. Now, how's the M2 going to cozy up to our Apple devices? We're talking battery life that outlasts a Taylor Swift album, thermal performance so cool it could have its own Winter Olympics, and a form factor sleeker than a runway model. The M2 isn't just a chip, it's the VIP backstage pass to the Apple device concert. Developers, rejoice! The M2 isn't just a treat for users, it's the gift that keeps on giving for developers. Compatibility with existing apps smoother than butter on a hot pancake, and the potential for new software features and optimizations, the M2 isn't just a chip, it's the Silicon Valley dreamboat. But let's zoom out a bit. What does the M2 mean for the tech industry? It's not just a chip, it's the mic drop that's about to echo across the competitive landscape. Pricing might get a reality check, and new technologies could be popping up like mushrooms after rain. The M2 isn't just a chip, it's the tech industry's wake-up call. The M2 chip is ready to party, and here are 5 tips to make sure you're the life of the tech bash. Stay updated on release events, mark your calendar, set a reminder, and camp out if you have to. The release of the M2 chip is going to be a tech spectacle. Stay tuned to Apple's official events or our channel to catch the grand reveal. Because missing it would be like skipping the opening scene of a blockbuster movie, sacrilegious. Prepare your wish list. Now, the M2 chip is like the tech genie in a bottle, ready to grant your wishes. Before it hits the shelves, make a wish list of the Apple devices you'd like to see powered by the M2. Whether it's a sleek MacBook or a powerhouse iMac, dream big because the M2 is here to make your tech dreams come true. Get tech savvy. The M2 isn't just a chip, it's a technological marvel. So, tip number 3, get tech savvy. Dive into the technical specifications, understand the architecture, CPU and GPU cores, and manufacturing processes. Being the tech guru of your friend group has never been cooler. Plan for software updates. With great power comes great responsibility, or in this case, great software updates. The M2 chip is likely to bring forth a wave of updates and optimizations. So, be prepared, clear some storage space, back up your data, and embrace the future without those pesky storage almost full messages. Join the tech conversation. The M2 chip is going to be the talk of the town, and you don't want to be left out. Engage in tech forums, social media discussions, and maybe even drop some M2 knowledge bombs at your next family gathering. Who knows, you might just become the go-to tech oracle in your circle. Now, let's dive into the main dish of our tech feast, the performance improvements of the M2 chip. But remember, these recommendations and tips will be your secret sauce to navigate the M2 experience like a pro. The M2 isn't just about speed, it's a buffet of new features and capabilities. So, grab your digital fork and knife because we've got 5 more tips to make sure you savor every bite of the M2 chip goodness. And there you have it, the M2 chip, faster, smarter, and sexier than ever. What are your thoughts on this tech extravaganza? And don't forget the 5 recommendations and tips to sprinkle a bit of tech magic into your M2 chip journey. What are your thoughts on these tips, and do you have any of your own? Share them in the comments, hit that like button, and keep the tech conversation alive. Stay sassy, stay savvy, and until next time, tech enthusiasts, see you in the digital realm.